I think I'm recording. Anyways, welcome back, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Bulletproof Mindset, brought to you by Umar Punjabi. Now, I believe most of you that are listening to this, you already know what's going on over here. But मैं बहुत दिनों बाद कर रहा हूँ ये podcast वापस. So just want to give you guys a quick recap of what happens over here. So basically, I over here in this podcast talk about mindset, life, things that you need to develop in yourself to become a better person, to get that good mindset, to get that bulletproof mindset. जिससे basically you will be a better person, you will be able to get out of the average and do good for yourself in life. And again, if you don't like what I'm saying, if you don't like what I am trying to tell you, or if you're offended by anything that I'm saying, do not listen to this. I don't care if you listen to this or not. I don't do this for content creation. I don't do this for money. I do this just because if there is anyone who wants to do better in life, they can listen to this and they can do good for themselves. That's all. If you have problem with this, don't listen to this. There's a button on your phone that can basically, if when you click on it or you press it, it will take you back and turn off this podcast. So go ahead and feel free to do that if you have problem with this. So again, now I think this is the very first podcast since I've flown back to Dubai. But you guys know, I've been super busy with the meetings and all that stuff. Abhi bhi it's like 12 a.m. in the night. Just got a message from my mom and I just got done praying. So I decided yesterday that I'm going to record the podcast because I had certain topic to talk about, and you guys already know that this is not scripted, this is not anything planned. When I am in the zone, जब मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि ठीक है इस चीज़ के ऊपर बात करना चाहिए, important है, I sit with my mic and I talk about it. I'm so sleepy, I was going to sleep, but I was like no, decide किया है तो ये करना पड़ेगा. And today was a super productive day for me. I recorded almost 3 hours of content. I did 2 important meetings and a lot of other stuff. The reason I'm telling you this is because when you feel अरे यार उमर ने podcast नहीं डाला है बहुत टाइम से, I want you to know that I'm grinding, I'm working hard, I'm busy, I'm doing something with my life. So if you feel, if I don't post or if I don't upload Bulletproof Mindset in a long time, that basically means I'm hustling my ass off, I'm working my ass off. And I want you to use that as motivation for yourself. ठीक है, अगर उमर नहीं डाल रहा है podcast, that means he's busy, he's working towards bettering himself. So every time you recall that अरे यार podcast नहीं है, you should remind yourself that you also need to work towards your life, towards your goal. So this is another way that you guys can look at this particular picture. Anyways, तो start करते हैं. Today's topic that I want to talk about is making the shift. Now, what do I mean by making the shift? Making the shift. Now, the whole reason to do this is because people don't move in their lives. Whether it's moving forward or whether it's moving on from something, moving on from a certain stage or a certain phase of their life. What do I mean by that? First of all, people don't set goals for themselves. उनको पता ही नहीं होता कि उनको ज़िंदगी से चाहिए क्या. एंड जिनको पता होता है उनको ज़िंदगी से चाहिए क्या, दे सेट सच लोअर लेवल गोल्स दैट जब वो कर लेते हैं वो चीज़ तो उनको ऐसा लगता है मैंने दुनिया हासिल कर ली एंड ज़िंदगी ऐसे ही निकालना है. लाइक लिटरली द प्लेस वेयर आई कम फ्रॉम, 99% ऑफ द पीपल आर लाइक दिस. 99%. They will do a very small thing in life and they will spend the rest of their lives on that. They will build a rental property. ज़िंदगी भर उस प्रॉपर्टी का रेंट खा के वो लोग ज़िंदगी निकालेंगे. And this is actually literally happening right in front of our eyes, and I'm very sure it's not just my hometown. It's pretty much everywhere. The point is, people don't make the shift that they need to get to the next level. People are very easily satisfied. People set very small goals for themselves. लोगों को ऐसा लगता है कि अगर मैं पैसा कमाना चालू कर दिया, once I start generating income per month XYZ amount, मेरी लाइफ सेट है, उसके बाद मेरे को कुछ करने की ज़रूरत नहीं. See, this is the mentality of an average person. And if you want to be average, don't even listen to this podcast. And I'm very, very sure you don't want to be average. This is why you're listening to this podcast. So I want you, first of all, if you're setting goals for yourself, your goal should be insane. It should sound absolutely insane to a normal person. Because look, the very first step to achieving something insane and unbelievable is to setting that goal in the first place. If you don't even set the insane level of goal, how the hell are you going to achieve something insane? I told you a lot of times in earlier podcast, before you be, you must become. Before you be, you must become. Before you be, you must become. You become richer in your mind first and then in your bank. You become successful in your mind first and then in your life. Because अगर आप एक loser को, the person who's not doing anything, spending life like that, and a millionaire, if both of them are put in the same situation, both of them are put back to zero, the millionaire is going to be again a millionaire inevitably because he is rich in his mind. See, wealth is not just money. Wealth is your network, your knowledge, your connections, your skills. So wealth is not just money. Wealth is also your mindset. And that's what I'm distributing over here. Right? So, I want you all to first of all set unrealistic goals for yourself. Set insane goals for yourself. Like let me give you my own example. I think मैंने इसके बारे में बात किया था. When I was like 16 years old, I set a goal that मेरे को 17 होने से पहले I have to generate 5 figures in income. 5 figures is like 10,000 rupees in income, monthly income. Before turning 17, I achieved that goal. लोग 16 साल की उम्र पे क्या कर रहे होते हैं, you all very well know. But I set this certain goal for myself. When I was 17, I set a certain goal for myself कि 18 होने से पहले I have to achieve 6 figures in income, which is basically 1 lakh rupees minimum. Before turning 18, I achieved that goal. Basically, the level of income an average Indian aspires to have, I achieved that at the age of 18. How the hell did I do that? That does not matter. What matters is मैं 17 साल का था तब मैंने ये गोल सेट किया था. And I would say the biggest contributor of me achieving that goal is because I set that goal in the first place. अगर मैं गोल सेट ही नहीं करता, if I would have limited myself कि यार मैं तो अभी 18 का ही हूँ, अरे यार अभी कॉलेज में हूँ, पढ़ाई पे ध्यान दूँ कि ये सब पैसे कमाने के पीछे पड़े रहूँ. If I would have thought like that, I wouldn't be over here right now where I am. After that, when I turned 18, I set a goal that I want to or I have to become a millionaire before 20. This seemed very impossible to me. This seemed completely impossible to me. But 3 months before turning 20, I was a millionaire. I became a millionaire. 3 months before turning 20. I achieved my goal. There was a point where it felt like I was not even close to a million, where it felt like मैं नहीं कर पाऊँगा. But I did it. Biggest contributor, I set the goal for myself. You have to know. अभी देखो, why am I telling you this? मैं जब 16 का था, I set a goal for myself कि अगले साल मेरे को क्या करना है. Then I set a goal for myself, उसके बाद मेरे को क्या करना है. Then when I was 18, I set a goal for myself कि भाई 20 तक मेरे को क्या करना है. Where I want to be. Right? But people don't do this. अभी I have a certain goal that 21 से पहले मेरे को एक certain number achieve करना है. I am not going to disclose that number, but yes, एक number है जो मेरे को achieve करना है before 21. Right? बोलने का मतलब ये है कि you should be setting goals for yourself, short term as well as long term. कि ये महीने के एंड तक मेरे को ये करना है, ये साल के एंड तक मेरे को ये करना है, ये एज होने से पहले मेरे को ये ख़त्म करना है कैसे भी. सी द वेरी फर्स्ट स्टेप टू अचीविंग अ गोल इज़ टू फर्स्ट सेट द गोल. लाइक आई सेड, अगर आप गोल सेट ही नहीं करोगे, यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू अचीव एनीथिंग. एंड द बेस्ट पार्ट इज़ इफ़ यू सेट एन इंसेन अमाउंट ऑफ गोल. लेट्स से यू सेट अ गोल कि मेरे को मिलियनर बनना है XYZ एज के पहले, let's say you don't become a millionaire, but at least you will be half a million, quarter million, at least 100,000. उतना तो होगा, उतना तो पहुंच पाओगे कम से कम, उतनी तो कोशिश तुम्हारे अंदर से आएगी. That will basically bring some sort of result that you would not even expect. If you don't even set a goal of becoming a millionaire, you would not even hustle to become a millionaire. And if you don't hustle to become a millionaire दूर की बात है. You won't even make 6 figures. You won't even make 600,000. Right? So even if you set unrealistic goals and even if you don't achieve it, at least you will be a lot better than you were before. Or I would say 20 times better. 20, 150 times better. Whatever times better. But at least you will be in a lot better place. Even if you did not achieve जो गोल आपने सेट किया था. It's absolutely fine. नहीं हुआ, ठीक है. और टाइमलाइन सेट करेंगे भाई, फिर से और मेहनत करेंगे, अचीव करेंगे. ज़िंदगी कौन सा ख़त्म हो रही है, राइट? सो यू हैव टू सेट गोल्स फॉर योरसेल्फ एंड यू हैव टू कीप मेकिंग द शिफ्ट. बिकॉज कैसा है, क्या होता है पता है? नाउ द माइंड सेट दैट मेड मी 6 figures, दैट माइंड सेट कैन नॉट मेक मी अ मिलियन. The mindset that made me a million, that cannot make me 10 million. That cannot make me 100 million. So I have to constantly keep shifting. I have to constantly keep making a shift. For example, again, I started off my income as a fitness coach, as an online fitness coach, right? Do you think that fitness coach wala mindset would have got me where I am today? No, absolutely not. If I never made the shift from that mindset to a different, better, even stronger mindset that I have today, then I wouldn't have achieved what I got today. And this can apply in every phase of life. Like for example, now there are teenagers who are in school, who are in 11th, 12th. They are in such a phase where basically they think social media is everything. They think यार फोटो शूट कराने is everything. They think मैं Instagram पे DSLR वाली फ़ोटो डाल रहा हूँ, that is everything for me. Impressing girls is everything for me. See, that is fine. That is normal. Everyone goes through that. But what's important is you making a shift from that phase. You realizing that this is not how you got to be ending up. See, where you are is not where you got to end up. Where you are is not where you have to end up. Where you are right now is not where you have to end up. You get one shot at this life. And you cannot spend this life, this one shot, being where you are. Keep making the shift, keep growing, keep evolving. So I was talking about that phase that most teenagers have. But getting out of that phase, making the shift. उसके बाद, let's say, getting a job. You get a job. आपको salary मिल रही है. Do you really want to end up in a job? No matter how happy it is making you, no matter how much you love it, do you really want to end up in a job? Do you really want to end up under someone where they have the authority to fire you, to discard you with just one email, one letter? People think that job is secure. Job is the most unsecure thing in the world. Let me tell you that. क्योंकि जिनके पास जॉब होता है वो लोग सोचते हैं भाई सबसे ज़्यादा सिक्योर मैं हूँ. सबसे ज़्यादा अनसिक्योर वही लोग होते हैं. You are one email away. You are one email away from insecurity. Let me tell you that. So what I'm trying to say, let's say you have a job. You need to constantly think that how can I make the shift? How can I make the shift of getting out of this job, doing something of my own, being financially free, having multiple sources of income, so that even if I get that email one day, आई वोंट बी डिस्ट्रॉयड. आई विल बी लाइक ठीक है भाई, नहीं आऊँगा काम पे, आई हैव मल्टीपल सोर्सेस ऑफ इनकम. देन लेट्स से यू हैव अ बिजनेस. आफ्टर द जॉब यू मेक दैट माइंड सेट शिफ्ट, यू स्टार्ट अ बिजनेस. अब वो बिजनेस है, चल रहा है, you're generating let's say 1 lakh rupees a month from that business. The mindset that is generating you 1 lakh rupees a month is not the mindset that will generate you 10 lakh rupees a month. Keep making the shift, keep growing, keep evolving, keep thinking big, keep evolving, right? So basically, again, a lot of people, especially when they are in like their 30s and 40s, they pretty much get saturated from life. उनको लगता है कि like I said, they set very low goals for themselves. When they achieve it, they think दुनिया जीत ली है, right? And they are very 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 happy spending the rest of their life like that. The very big mistake, setting low goals, setting lower standard goals. The next mistake, not making the shift. ठीक है, let's say you set a smaller goal for yourself. That's fine. You achieved that. But that's not where you got to be ending up in life. You have to keep elevating your goals. You have to keep giving yourself harder and harder and harder goals so that you keep on evolving. Look, you have to train your discomfort muscle. There's a muscle in your brain. I like to call it the discomfort muscle, right? The more you train that, the stronger you get. The more you do things you don't want to, the more difficult things you do, the stronger you get. The more you evolve, the more you put yourself through mental pressure, the more emotionally stronger you get. Just like going to the gym. You are not going to gain muscle just by lifting weight once. You have to do it repetitively, consistently. And then once you build a certain amount of muscle, you have to keep increasing the weights so that you keep growing and growing and growing. Same thing in life. Same thing with your brain as well. Same thing with your mentality as well. Same thing with your mindset as well. So you have to make sure that you are constantly making that shift in life. If you ever feel that I am stuck in a certain phase, you need to always keep on thinking about that. How can I get out of this phase? How can I keep evolving? If I am a trader right now, how can I become a broker? How can I open my own brokerage firm? After that, how can I open my own trading company? Etc, etc, etc. Because again, where you are is not where you gotta be ending up in life. Keep on making the shift, and that is what will make you grow. The person who decides to remain still in life, who decides to remain stuck in one phase of life, is the person who will never grow. The person who is constantly moving, who is constantly making moves, who is constantly improving, putting himself into difficult positions, difficult situations, that's the person who's going to keep growing. A very good example is the person I'm working with, pretty much my mentor. He's 43 years old. He has enough money कि he can deploy all his wealth in a fixed deposit, and वो fixed deposit से उसको इतना ज़्यादा interest आएगा कि he can live a luxurious life. He does not need to work at all. इतना पैसा उनके पास. But still to this day he works like a 20-year-old. He has that level of energy because he's constantly improving himself, constantly walking, constantly making that shift, right? Recently we were talking, he was telling me मेरे को Richard Mille खरीदना है. Richard Mille is basically a watch which is worth $2 million. So he's setting goal for himself. 15 करोड़ रुपए की घड़ी पहनना है. अब दिमाग सोचेगा 15 करोड़ कैसे कमाना है. बट यहाँ पे लोग गोल्स ही नहीं सेट कर रहे. यहाँ पे लोग ज़िंदगी में थोड़ा बहुत अचीव कर रहे हैं एंड दे थिंक दैट दे हैव डन अ लॉट. एंड वेरी वेरी सैड टू से, बट फ्रॉम वेयर आई कम, वहाँ पे सबका यही माइंडसेट है, लिटरली सबका यही माइंडसेट है. 90% ऑफ द पीपल आर सेटिस्फाइड विद देयर फैमिली बिजनेस, उनको लग रहा है लाइफ सेट है. देन द अदर 10% उनको लग रहा है उनको कुछ करना ही नहीं ज़िंदगी में, वो लोग खुद के ऊपर तरस खा रहे. दिस इज़ व्हाट्स हैपनिंग एंड दैट्स जस्ट माई ओन place. I'm sure you will have such examples as well in your own area or in your own network. But yeah, this is not how we all have to end up. See, you have to look at everything as a stepping stone and you have to set a final goal. कि ठीक है, let's say for example, मेरा final goal ये है that I want to be फाइनेंशियली फ्री इनफ. मतलब मेरे को ज़िंदगी में इतना पैसा चाहिए कि पैसे का मुंह फिर कभी ना देखना पड़े, जो करना है वो एक चुटकी बजा के करूँ मैं. दैट्स द लेवल ऑफ फाइनेंशियल फ्रीडम आई वांट, राइट? सो in order to reach there, I have to keep making the shift. Now you can also look at this as stepping stones. मतलब let's say the fitness business of mine was a stepping stone. After that, I am standing on the trading business. Trading business can be a stepping stone. I can step onto a different business. Let's say fund managing business. उसके बाद I want to step on another business, another stepping stone. So basically, I am keeping on evolving, keeping on making the shift in life. So let's say, for example, for yourself, you start a small business. That's a stepping stone for you. Then you get into a job. The job is a stepping stone for you. Because I am very sure no one wants to end up in a job. Then after the job, you do something else. Then you do something else. Then you do something else. So in life, you need to have this idea that everything, every phase is a stepping stone for you. Most people sit on their stepping stone and they don't ever look up. They don't even think of going up. That's not what you gotta be doing. That's not where you have to end up. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it going to be for this podcast. Again, अगर आपको ऐसा लगे that I am taking too long to upload the next episode, remember that I am working my ass off and even you should do that. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. If you're still listening, shout out to you. Thank you so much for listening. Bye bye.